Thursday thoughting time and plenty of arty talk, and we may actually do some art.
Maybe.
Maybe. We don't like to make promises that we can't keep.
I lost my
She's working on popping out her chat. I don't know if y'all have popped out your chat, or just say hello in chat. Make sure you have it turned over to live chat so you don't miss anything. Thumbsy upsies and do all that YouTubey business, you know, down below if you're new and all that. Subscribe, hit some bells. You know, there's lots to do.
Lots to do.
It's all free though.
And a short time to get her done in.
And it's very much appreciated by us here at PM Artist Studio. The like
does not go unnoticed.
That is true. And the like button is like our favorite thing for you to do. You know, just
absolutely
that one right there. Okay. So anyway, this is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together
we are PM Artist Studio.
There we go. We wrapped it up in the end. I caught up to her. Okay, let me.
All right, so who do we have here? Oh my goodness, we've got 41 people. There, and there's only 12 thumbs up.
Are you? No, that's not true. We have 29. So your thing's not showing what it's. I don't know whose it was it, but anyway.
Well, I could refresh it, but that just requires a whole new thing, and I'm just going to live with it like it is.
Okay, you're going to let me say hello to people?
I'm going to let you say hello to people.
There we go. We've got Acme, Art Curious, that's Miriam, Betsy, Brad, Kathy, Cookie Wookie, that's Mo, Darcy, Eddie, Elizabeth, Erna, Estella, Griffin Shale, that's Rhonda, Holly, Ingrid, Isabel, Just for Crafts and Giggles, that's Kim, Lee Fisher, Lizanne, Lydia, Marcia, Marcy, Marcia, Marguerite, Mark Hines is in the house, Nancy B, Panka, Ricky Nordmeyer, Star Traveler, that's Linda SWL, that's Sherry, Tina Schwanberg, Tracy LeBouf, and let's see here, Mimi popped in there, and I think maybe a couple other people. I didn't skip you on purpose, just, you know, give me pinky hello hands, and you know how it works, you know, pinky hello hands, I say hello. Yes, indeedy. Okay, so should I go topside, or are you gonna read that just as is?
I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
As is. And Mariah has this article listed down below
in the description box. And if you're going, where is that description box? I have no idea what the heck you people keep talking about. There's like the title of right underneath P there, over there on that side of the screen. Underneath P, there'll be a little, you know, there's the title and the date and some other information.
Short description.
And then it says show me. And when you hit that show me, be prepared.
Yes.
We like to show you lots of things.
And I don't know if, did you mention Gerald with a J?
I did not.
It's not here. Well, no, you know, I think he watches replays.
And mainly, I think a lot of that has to do with sound and also time of day and stuff.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, he was very interested in this article, which I had mentioned. I don't know, someplace else, and I think I actually gave him the
link.
The link, so he will be able to.
FYI, it's from the Atlantic, which you have to have, like, you have to subscribe to it. I don't know if they give you any free ones.
Yeah, they do.
Not.
Okay, get some free ones, and I think this one would be a free one, and it is 10 pages long.
Hi, Monroe. Hey, Candy. Hey, Kathy.
And I'm going to.
Hi, Pancake.
I'm going to attempt to just give you the high points here, because it is rather lengthy.
Right.
And it's called "You Might Be a Late Bloomer" by David Brooks. And it's the life secrets of those who failed early but succeeded by old age. I would consider myself, you know, I'm finally doing something that I enjoy everything about it. There isn't a downside, well, other than cleaning. I love teaching, but the grading stressed me out. Totally stressed me out. I hated it.
It's a little too much structure. And, you know,
it was awful. But I was doing something that I very much enjoyed doing. And, you know, I did a lot of other things before that. So I didn't really start teaching till I was, what, 43, 40,
No. Lady, I love
36?
your concept of time.
Yeah,
Sometimes
no, it
it's
is.
very interesting.
But I was in my 30s.
Yes. You were definitely a little late bloomer as far as like, because she didn't really know what she wanted to do when she grew up. So she's like, I'll just hold off on that.
I would just take
And then I'll take some
I'm
other
going to take
classes.
another different class. This might be it.
Yeah.
And finally, pardon me, finally, I did find something that I like to do, and that was teaching art.
And I think partially that was just because you were married and had some kids, and he's kind of like, we need to be adulting.
Yeah, there was that.
Some income would be great.
All right, so it starts off, and you can actually listen to this article also. So, it's produced by 11 Labs and News Over Audio using AI narration. And this article was featured in the One Story to Read Today newsletter, and you can sign up for it at the Atlantic.
Yeah, because I don't think it was actually in the magazine.
No, it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't actually in the magazine. Paul Cézanne always knew he wanted to be an artist. His father compelled him to enter law school, but after 2 desultory years, he withdrew. In 1861, at age 22, he went to Paris to pursue his artistic dreams. But he was rejected by the art school, struggles as a painter, and retreated back to his hometown in southern France to work as a clerk in his father's bank. He returned to Paris the following year and was turned down again by the École. I don't know. It's the place that artists got
Right.
Educated. His paintings were rejected by the Salon every year from 1864 to 1869, and he submitted paintings every single year. Never gave up. All right, blah, 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 blah. Around the year 1895, things started turning around. He was age 56, and he had his first one-man show. So, it didn't happen for him overnight, and it was painful and very, very discouraging.
Mm-hmm.
What drove the man through all these decades of setbacks and obscurity? One biographer attributed it to his inquietude, his drive, and his restlessness and anxiety. He just kept pushing himself to get better. And then at age 67, 1 month before he died, he wrote to his son, I will tell you that as a painter, I am becoming more clairvoyant to nature, but that is always very difficult for me to realize my feelings. I cannot reach the intensity that unfolds before my senses. I do not possess that wonderful richness of color that animates nature. He was still at it on the day he died, still working on his paintings and still teaching himself to improve. 1 year after his death, a retrospective of his work was mounted in Paris. Before long, he would widely be recognized as one of the founders of modern art. Cézanne is the father of us all. Both Matisse and Picasso are said to have declared. Now, all that, but let's fast forward to now, today. We live in a society structured to promote early bloomers. Our school system has sorted people out by the time they're 18 using grades and SAT scores. Most of these people zoom to prestigious academic launching pads while others get left behind. Most of our prominent models of success made it big while young. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Taylor Swift, Michael Jordan. Magazines publish lists of headlines like 30 under 30 to glamorize youthful superstars on the rise. Age discrimination is a fact of life. In California in 2010, for example, most people file claims with the Department of Fair Employment and Housing for age discrimination than for racial discrimination or sexual harassment. Young people are just smarter, Zuckerberg once said. in possibly the dumbest statement in American history. There are no second acts in American lives, F. Scott Fitzgerald once observed, in what might be the next dumbest. Recommended reading. All right, now this is where you're going to get some other sources that are cited, and this is what I consider to be a worthy article to read when there's not just one person talking. There are many people talking in this, and books and sources. But for many people, the talents that bloom later in life are more consequential than the ones that bloom early. In 2019, a 2019 study by researchers in Denmark found that on average, Nobel Prize winners made their crucial discoveries at the age of 44.
Woo!
Even brilliant people apparently needed at least a couple of decades to master the field.
I had a baby at 40, and then, things really started.
Yeah. Okay, so it gives you a whole bunch of things here, and I'm not going to read all of them. I'm just going to give you a couple of quick. Successful late bloomers are all around us. Morgan Freeman had his breakthrough role in Street Smart and Driving Miss Daisy, and he was in his 50s. Colonel Harlan Sanders started Kentucky Fried Chicken in his 60s. Mm-hmm.
He didn't get that chicken recipe right until he got 60.
Okay, so it just names you a whole bunch of people here, yada, yada, yada. So, question is asked, why do some people hit their peak later than others? In his book, Late Bloomers, the journalist Rich Karlgaard points out that this is really two questions. First, why didn't these people bloom earlier? And second, what traits or skills did they possess that enabled them to bloom late? It turns out that late bloomers are not simply early bloomers on a delayed timetable. They didn't just do the things early bloomers did. They didn't just do the things early bloomers did, but at a later age. Late bloomers tended to be qualitatively different, possessing a different set of abilities that are mostly invisible or discouraged by our current education system. They usually have to invent their own paths. Late bloomers fulfill their potential frequently in novel and unexpected ways. Karlgaard writes, surprising even those closest to them. Okay, Jim Vander Heij says, what I wish someone had told me 30 years ago. Don't you like, and that always is. If you survey history, a taxonomy of achievement emergence. In the first category are the early bloomers, the precocious geniuses. These are people like Picasso or Fitzgerald who succeeded young. As the University of Chicago economist David Galenson has pointed out, these high achievers usually made a conceptual breakthrough. They came up with a new idea and then they executed it. Picasso had a clear idea of Cubism and how he was going to revolutionize art in his mid-20s. Then he went out and painted Les Demoiselles d'Avignon. Then there are the second mountain people, exemplified by, say, Albert Schweitzer. First, they conquer their career mountains. Schweitzer, for instance, was an accomplished musician and scholar, but these people find their careers unsatisfying. So they leave their career mountain to serve humanity. Their whole motivational structure shifts from acquisition to altruism.
Okay, can we discuss a little?
Yes.
Because, so the funny thing is I had a conversation with Josh this morning about some of this because we're trying to figure out his little spark, because it's one of those things you're like, oh well, you don't know what he's going to graduate high school this next year. I mean, if he doesn't have his life planned out now, then what are we going to do? We all get in this like, But then it's like, as I was having a conversation with him, I said, it's not that you have to know exactly what you want to do, but at least start to think about the things that you're passionate about. Because I always knew, I mean, I think probably you could even think back further that I always wanted to be artistic in a way, but I really liked the whole, I loved computer science. Like when that all came around, that was a big deal to me. So this whole graphic design thing really was like, ooh, that hits both points. When I went to college, it really wasn't, it certainly wasn't what it is now. It was in the very beginning stages of it. So it's still a lot of, you know, real art stuff, which I was like, dude, I've been doing that the last, like, I've already done that. And that's where I struggled. I was like, I know these things. I don't really, why do I have to sit here and do things that I've already done? Can I just jump into the stuff that I really want to know and need to know? Like, I felt like, so that was very frustrating to me. So I understand the whole academic part becoming something that, but then I was telling him that I said, I did make sure that I worked at Macy's for a little while, figured out that I should not be around people in that interaction because they are mean and I am not good with that. I broke out in hives because people were mean to me and I didn't really, like, I didn't know how to deal with that. But that was a good experience because then I realized that I should not do that sort of thing. I wasn't good at it. And then I went and I found jobs, even though it was like I was going to be an admin, just, you know, answering phones and doing all that business that I could do. But I made sure that I looked for companies that had access to the sorts of things, or at least were going to then facilitate me getting. So that next first real job that I had was working for an interior design company because I felt like, you know, even there were going to be aspects of that I could gain knowledge. And then they started a newsletter and I was able to do the newsletter. And I was like, okay, this is the stuff. So then after I was like, okay, this place sucks and these people are not, you know, totally getting me, and that's fine. I went and I looked for printing companies because I knew that that was the next place I needed to be as far as the information I wanted. And I told Josh that
yeah, it did, you know. Oh my goodness, yeah.
You acquire the things, and now the only reason that, you know, so each and every one of those things led us to this that we are doing now, but we wouldn't be here, me in my 40s, this one in her 70s, doing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here this segues right into this. These people don't do as much advanced planning as the conceptual geniuses, but they regard their entire lives as experiments.
Yeah.
They try something and learn, and then they try something else and learn more. Their focus is not on their finished work, which they often toss away haphazardly. Their focus is on the process of learning itself. And am I closer to understanding, to mastering? They live their lives as a long period of trial and error. I love that. They are the ugly ducklings of human achievement, who, over the decades, turn themselves into swans. I think that's...
Yes, that was beautiful.
Let's look at some of the traits that tend to distinguish late bloomers from early bloomers. The qualities that cause them to lag early in life, but surge ahead over the long haul. I'm reading that just as it is right there.
The long haul. We like a long haul.
Number one, intrinsic motivation. And I may get on my little band back here because we have programs in school right now, and they're called, what was the thing that they gave kids prizes for reading so many books or whatever?
Oh, I don't know what.
Can you remember? Yes, you did. It was.
When I was growing up.
Yeah, at Breonna Elementary, you were given a prize for reading X amount of books.
I never got a prize.
And I didn't give a rat's ass about that either. I thought it was horrible, and I boasted. The teachers hated me for that. All right, most of our schools and workplaces are built around extrinsic motivation. If you work hard, you'll be rewarded with good grades, better salaries, and
that is
performance bonuses.
That's such BS because I can remember so many times, and I can even remember putting together, when I worked for the printing company, I looked up cost of living. I did a spreadsheet. I did all of this stuff to say, hey, I should be making more money than I am. And then, you know, it was one of those things too. It's like, you know, part of the thing at that point in time is now I recognize as being older that my boss wasn't ready for that and also didn't understand how to go, this one's a little different than the rest. And that the motivation and the way that, the carrots and things that he was dangling, I wasn't interested in, nor was I motivated by being punished. And that was that.
All right, well, we're going to get to that here in a minute. People who submit these extrinsic reward systems are encouraged to develop a merit badge mentality. They get good at complying with other people's standards, following other people's methods, and pursuing other people's goals. The people who thrive in these sorts of systems are good at earning high GPAs, having the self-discipline to get A's in all subjects, even the ones that don't interest them. They are valuable to companies precisely because they're good at competently contemplating whatever tasks are put in front of them. People driven by intrinsic motivation are not like that. They are bad at paying attention to what other people tell them to pay attention to. Winston Churchill was a poor student for just this reason. Where my reason, imagination, and interest were not engaged, I would not or could not learn, he wrote in his autobiography, My Early Life. But such people can be great at paying attention to things that do interest them. The intrinsically motivated have a strong need for autonomy. They are driven by their own curiosity, their own obsessions, and the power of this motivation eclipses the lesser ones fired by intrinsic rewards.
Yeah.
So, and it goes on to say,
I wasn't fired from that job.
Yeah.
I left.
and I'm going to read this one to you because I think this goes back to what I said about what we teach our children about reading. I once asked a group of students on their final day at their prestigious university what book had changed their lives over the previous 4 years. A long, awkward silence followed. Finally, a student said, "You have to understand, we don't read like that. We only sample enough books to get through each class." These students were hurrying to be good enough to get their merit badges, but not getting deep enough into any subject to be transformed. They didn't love the process of learning itself, which is what you need if you're going to keep educating yourself decade after decade, which in turn is what you need to keep advancing when the world isn't rewarding you with impressive grades and prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Early screw-ups. Late bloomers don't often fit into existing systems. Hello! To use William Dershowitz's term, they are bad at being excellent sheep. Bad at following the conventional rules of success. Or to put it another way...
Or I would say most excellent bad sheep.
Or to put it another way, they can be assholes. Buckminster Fuller was expelled from college twice. Lost his job in building business when he was 32, and later contemplated suicide so his family could live off his life insurance. Buckminster Fuller, did you know that? But then he moved to Greenwich Village, took a teaching job at Black Mountain College, and eventually emerged as an architect, designer, futurist, and winner of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Yeah. Late bloomers often have an edge to them, a willingness to battle with authority. Okay, this is number 3, I think. Okay. Diversive curiosity. Our culture pushes people to specialize early. And it goes on, gives you some examples here.
When I was at the printing company, I can remember one of the things that the boss said to me, and I think it was even during that conversation about, because I was giving my presentation of why I should make more money. And I don't remember it exactly, but I'm sure I've told you this. I can remember talking to you about it, about him saying something along the lines of, well, Mariah, at this point in time in your life, you need to be thinking about the things that you want to specialize in versus all of this other information in these different things that you are, like learning and acquiring. And I can remember sitting there going, that is the dumbest thing I've ever freaking heard. Why are you telling someone that you should try to ignore all of these other things and focus in on this one thing?
But that is what we do.
And I hated that. I was just this, you know, that always bothered me. And then I was like, no, I will prove you wrong. I will be gaining as much experience as I possibly can about all these different things. And, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, another way would be to say many late bloomers endure a brutal wondering period as they cast about for a vocation. Julia Child made hats, worked for the U.S. intelligence, where she was part of a team trying to develop an effective shark repellent, and thought about trying to become a novelist before enrolling in French cooking school at 37. Van Gogh was an art dealer, teacher, bookseller, street preacher before taking up painting at 27. Yeah. During these early periods, late bloomers try and then quit so many jobs that people around them might conclude that they lack resilience. But these are exactly the years when the late bloomers are developing what psychologists call diversive curiosity. The ability to wander into a broad range of interests in a matter that seems to have no rhyme or reason. The benefits of this kind of curiosity might be hard to see in the short term, but they become obvious once the late bloomer begins to take advantage of their breadth of knowledge by putting discordant ideas together in new ways.
PM Artist Studio would not exist as it does today if it weren't for I learned about spreadsheets in the very first job because there was a lot of inventory and thing and they ran it there. And I was telling Josh about that this morning. And I said, I would never, not that they were a big thing, but y'all do know I kind of get excited about the whole databases and spreadsheets and things. I love that. We utilize that information. And that was something that I could carry forward to the next job and also put down as like a skill set that people like because they're like, oh, you know how to do spreadsheets. I'm like, yeah, I know how to do them. Especially like once they're built, I can really work them. I was a very good copy and paster because that wasn't, building things was a whole other deal. But, just that whole, each and every little thing that you get to put in your toolbox. That's amazing.
And just segues again. Late bloomers tend to have a high tolerance for ambiguity and can bring multiple ways of thinking to bear on a single complex problem. They also have a high tolerance for inefficiency. They walk through life like a curious person browsing through a bookstore. In old age, the historian Daniel Borstein wrote, "The amateur spirit has guided my thinking and writing." He had wandered from subject to subject throughout his life, playing around. Okay, this is number, I think, 4. The ability to self-teach. And I think this is really important because I think if you have this ability, you can do anything you want to do.
And that was, I
Mariah,
self-taught
yes.
all the time at a job because a lot of times I'd be like, yeah, like I just said, yeah, I know how to do that. I'm like, need to figure that out.
You do. And I'm skipping a whole lot here. I hope you don't mind. You need to read this article. The combination of a high need for cognition and epistemic humility is a recipe for lifelong learning. Late bloomers learn more slowly but also more deeply, precisely because they're exploring on their own. The benefits of acquiring this self-taught knowledge compound over time. The more you know about a subject, the faster you can learn. And I think that brings me, okay, I want to, the ability to finally commit, the mind of the explorer. Oh, here, and I'm reading this for Gerald. Crankiness in old age. So far, I've been describing late bloomers as if they were all open-hearted curiosity and wonder. But remember that many of them have been butting against established institutions their entire lives. And they've naturally developed oppositional, chip on the shoulder, even angry mindsets. In his essay, The Artist Grows Old, the great art critic Sir Kenneth Clark wrote about painters like Titian, Michelangelo, Rembrandt, and Cézanne, who produced their best work late in life, sometimes even their 80s or 90s. He noticed that while these older artists painted with passion, this passion was inflected with what he called transcendental pessimism. The artists who peak late, he found, take a very poor view of human life. They are energized by a holy rage. The British artist William Turner felt so hopeless late in life that he barely spoke. Old artists are solitary. Like all old people, they are bored and irritated by the company of their fellow bipeds and find their isolation depressing. They are also suspicious of interference.
I explained a little bit about that to Josh this morning about this one over here, too.
Wisdom. After a lifetime of experimentation, some late bloomers transcend their craft or career and achieve a kind of comprehensive wisdom. Wisdom is a complicated trait. It starts with pattern recognition, using experience to understand what is really going on. But the trait we call wisdom is more than just pattern recognition. It's the ability to see things from multiple points of view. The ability to aggregate perspectives and rest in the tensions between them. And again, they cite Cézanne, yada, 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 and that I'm not. Wisdom is an intellectual trait, the ability to see reality as it really is, but is also a moral trait. We wouldn't call a self-centered person wise. It is also a spiritual trait. The wise person possesses a certain tranquility, the ability to stay calm when others are overwhelmed with negative emotions. And this is from the author, Arthur, who did this, who wrote this. This is David Brooks, but this is Arthur C. Brooks on this how to succeed at failure. When I was young, I was mentored by William F. Buckley and Milton Friedman, both at that time approaching the end of their careers. Both men had changed history. Buckley created the modern conservative movement that led to the election of Ronald Reagan. Friedman changed economics and won the Nobel Prize. I had a chance to ask each of them separately if they ever felt completion, if they ever had a sense that they'd done their work and now they had crossed the finish line and could relax. Neither man even understood my question. They were never at rest, pushing for what they saw as a better society all the days of their lives. My friend Tim Keller, the late pastor, was in some ways not a classic late bloomer, but his talents were already evident when he was a young man. But those talents weren't afforded much public scope at the church in rural Virginia, where his calling had taken him. Tim didn't feel qualified to publish his first major book until he was 58.
Wow.
Over the next 10 years, he published nearly 3 dozen more, harvesting the wisdom that he'd been gathering all along. His books have sold more than 25 million copies. During this time, he founded Redeemer, the most influential church in New York and maybe America. When Tim got pancreatic cancer at the age of 70, he was still in the prime of his late blooming life. Under the shadow of death, as he wrote in The Atlantic, his spiritual awareness grew deeper. He experienced more sadness and also more joy. But what I will always remember about those final years is how much more eager Tim was to talk about the state of the world than about the state of his own health. He had more to give, and he worked feverishly until the end. He left behind an agenda for how to repair the American church, a specific action plan for how to mend the Christian presence in our torn land. I've noticed this pattern again and again. Slow at the start, late bloomers are still sprinting during the final lap. They do not slow down as age brings its decay. They are seeking, they are striving, they are in it with all their heart. Great article. And
Link down below.
yeah.
Okay, let's start tomorrow.
A little sip of water here.
So that was Thursday Thoughts, and if you're new, we do that on Thursdays, and some days are more emotional. Sometimes they're a little ranty. You never know. You never know where.
We try to,
Mix it up.
and, so that you don't get used to just one thing and you can blow us off. All right. We're not having any of that.
No.
All right. So, number 11.
Okay, I'm going top few here. I named these a little differently, and I don't know why I did that. I don't know what the heck I was thinking.
What did you name differently?
My scenes. Like, it used to be, I don't know what it was, but it obviously has messed with me on a subconscious. Anyway, don't worry about me.
Okay. No, I won't. I've got 2 number 11s.
Okay.
One I'm going to build from, it's Brad was talking about, somebody ordered the stencil tomatoes, which is, I think, is it one of Fran's stencils? Right?
Tomatoes? Yeah.
Tomatoes is Fran's.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I went on a tomato
Hunt.
I mean, no, I when I got the tomatoes, I did a whole bunch of prints. And I think one of them we even...
oh, very beginning of tomatoes. Yes.
Yeah.
And Charmaine, Charmin. Sorry. We have a Charmaine and we have Charmin. It's all right. Why is my brain just kind of glitching out on that?
Anyway, one of you out there is the recipient of one of my really excellent, if I must say so.
It was even matted.
Matted frames of
And I
don't know if we have any more do we have any more tomatoes in the shop? I have some more tomatoes somewhere. I just don't know where they are right now. I ran across them the other day, but then I put them back and I don't know where they
Oh, do you mean that you would like some inventory?
Yeah, on tomatoes. Am I overhead? Oh yeah, I am.
Do you want that now?
No, not now.
Okay.
Sometime. All right, so I found this, I'm not sure exactly what it was. It could have started out as a brayer off.
It looks brayer offish.
But then I think it was a picker-upper. Where I was getting the stuff off of the plate. So it was a little of both. And I found my number stripper. And I was just sure that it was 10 that we were doing today. And then I remembered, it's number 11. So.
Well, and then she was like, then I need another 1. And I was like, you already have the 1. Like, you put 1 together.
Well, okay. So we got figured out what we're going to do. I'm going to use paste to, yeah. All right. So I think these are flop-offs.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Laura. That was very sweet.
What do you think, Mariah? Do you think that's what they are? Flop-offs?
Those? Maybe. I don't
Reason
know.
I say
They're
that is
pretty dark.
Well, I know, but remember that black that I was using was like majorly heavy duty.
Majorly heavy duty.
Majorly heavy duty. Okay, I want more of the blue to show.
There you go. Well, that's how
down at the bottom here. Because I think it's interesting. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I tore out this strip, and I can already tell you that it's going to be too wide for what I want. So I'll just go ahead and tear it down the middle.
But she'd have to show her work.
What?
Eddie. It's the 6 + 5 = 11. But I feel like you would have to show your work, not just put 6 + 5. You would have to still say = 11.
Yeah, somebody did 2 + 4 + 3 equals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I was like, yeah, of course. Okay, I like that. Now I need something down here.
Oh, Paula says bingo legs. I don't know, bingo legs 11.
What is she talking about?
Like if you put 2 legs there, it'd be like the number 11. Oh, here I got some legs for you too. This would be hilarious. This might be kind of funny. What am I looking for?
I don't know.
I know what I'm looking for.
There's just so much of what you do that I don't understand. We know this is true.
This is true.
I could just put 2 of these strips down here and say, there's a big number 11.
I was like, how about that?
Yeah, that one right there is that'll get you into the nerve.
That gets you into the nerve.
Yeah, that's a little bit more. Okay, I think I really like this, just like this. Now my number, I don't know. We're going to try some different things here. Mariah says use,
Hi, Laura.
what do you call that? Stiff stuff.
Texture paste.
Texture paste, thank you.
It took me a second.
Yeah, me too. But, I don't know that I need that. But I've got it here as a backup, and I do have a whole new jar of it. I'm just thinking more along the lines of pouncing some white on there and calling it good.
All right.
Because then I can do, I mean, it's going to dry relatively fast, and we know that the,
Oh, thank you, Paula. Okay, that makes more sense. So Paula says, so like okay. People get me note up on some things out here. So, okay, who's it? Oh, so Miriam says gamblers have a meaning for every number. So Paula then says 22, two little ducks. Legs are 11, two fat ladies, etc. It's a British thing. I don't know.
do not know this.
I'm not a big card, like, I'm not hanging out in the gambling halls, Paula. You got a spicier life than I do, I guess.
I was always bored with cards. Your dad liked cards.
I don't like cards.
He loved
Yes.
bridge. And I really tried to do it and really tried to be, a card counter. You know what that means?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, good Lord. And I was just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to remember that? Look at that perfect one there. All right, now we're going to blow on it a little bit.
For good luck.
My grandfather, he used to go down to the Ford garage in Holly, and they would shoot craps in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
And if we knew if he brought home things on the list that Mimi had sent with him, if he brought things other than what was on the list, he won. Like if he brought cookies or ice cream or something.
Mm-hmm.
But if there wasn't anything on there, we knew that he lost, and we didn't talk about it because it was. Now this is going to be kind of tough because I'm doing it blind. You realize?
Is that Granddad Pat?
Yeah.
Oh. Learning things about people.
I think he tried to teach Nathan how to do it, and Mimi was just
Horrified.
yeah. Oh, I mean, there is some wrath.
Not her.
Oh my goodness! Look at that!
Wow!
Look at that! Woohoo!
Look at those legs.
Those legs. They got a fat little bottom on them too. All right, I got enough paint out here. I should do something else. Okay. I never, I'll just put that over there. It needs to dry anyway. What?
Darcy asked, Paula, is your gambling place next to the grocery store?
No, that was a Ford garage.
No, she was asking Paula.
Oh.
You know how Paula says she's got to go to the grocery store?
It was a Ford. But she goes for other reasons.
Yeah, but then that's why she said it's a gambling place next door to the grocery store.
Oh,
that
yeah.
She's learning all this lingo.
All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to entertain you a little bit while my leaven dries so that I can glue it down without a lot of whoop-de-doo.
Well, is it too loud?
Okay, now I could change that because here's what I thought.
He says,
all right, so I've got stars.
Upon bars. I was too loud. Never was this ever a thing.
That's what Brad
In
said.
our stream.
He said we were too loud.
I was loud. Because, well, my mic was like right there.
Oh, okay.
It did probably get moved over.
So I looked through strippers, which I found a whole bunch of them back here that I forgot I had. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful?
That is one of the, because there's 2 or 3 different ones. Ornate Lace by Rhonda Dona.
Okay, so we need, I don't think white's what I want, but I don't.
No, I don't agree with that. Yeah. Or I mean, I agree with it. Yeah. White is not what you want.
White is not what I want. I think I want a little, I'm going to use a little,
Are you using butter or what? What are you doing?
I'm not going to use butter.
Okay. I was gonna
we
say,
talked about it, and I thought, yeah, maybe so. Here's some quinacridone. I think I've got another whole tube of this somewhere.
we might be doing a late night stream, and I might move the camera over here, and I just finish my cards this evening.
Oh. Well, I haven't decided which one of these I'm going to really like yet.
Well, I know, but I have 2 to do. I didn't do my number 10 yet, so I have 10 and 11 to do.
Oh,
and if I wanted to get real skippy with it,
that's a new one that I'm ahead of Mariah.
tomorrow is the 12th.
Okay. I really like this quinacridone because see how it kind of oranges out on you?
Yes, get your naps in, y'all. And it's so good I can take a nap before the stream.
Okay, so I'm going to, and I need to make sure I've got this. I really like this one, but I also like this one.
Yeah, we've been kind of throwing some.
I'm thinking that one.
I like that.
I even interviewed. Oh, and this is the other thing.
Oh, from breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's kind of fun. But it
doesn't go with the top
ornate
part.
is.
And then I thought about.
But I like that orange with that purple, so that might be something to think about. I think that's what I was really keying in on. Now, we'll bring back the oranges that are orange. I like that color with the.
Well, let's see if we can. I've got this out here. I have to use this, Mariah. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask that too, Eddie.
What?
Bree's taking her youngest to a concert, and I wanted to know which concert.
Okay, this is probably not what you had in mind, but it's what I'm going to use because that's what I've got.
Okay.
Now, this is going to be a little bit...
This is like painting yourself into a corner. And I don't really know where to hold it. And...
Oh, I moved it, so I'm just going to have to live with it.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, well.
Sometimes that's how the pointing goes.
Well, that's a little better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hate it. But I don't know where I'm going to come in with my 11. So there is that.
Yeah.
All right, this is not a good one for
rubby.
Because it has little pointy things that catch on
hooky.
So I'm just kind of rubbing along there. Oh, that's not horrible.
I've seen.
All right, so we've got that. Now, the other thing that I have back yonder here are my...
And they're good in concert. I kind of, I think I've seen them twice, actually, because they opened up for the Bridges of Babylon tour when I saw the Rolling Stones. They were there. And then I saw them, I think, at the, it was a Blockbuster Fest. Edge Fest. Something Fest. It wasn't Edge Fest. Blockbuster. Blockbuster put it on. When Blockbuster was a thing. Maybe they shouldn't have given all their money to the concert business.
Yeah.
Diversified.
I'm just using up the rest of my paint here to make a little bit of collage.
Edibles.
Material.
Edibles.
Yeah.
So we don't use the F word.
We don't use the F word. And I've got this crap tissue that...
Yeah.
It's kind of like washi tape.
Mm-hmm.
It's really kind of sucky because doesn't tear well, and it doesn't hold up to the abuses that I like for my
paper
to be able to withstand.
I'm gonna let the cat in.
But that looks pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I feel virtuous about using up that paint. Stick that in the jar. This up here. I don't have to worry about washing that off because there aren't any little places that are getting clogged up. That's basically my
Oh, that looks fabulous.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, you redeemed yourself.
Well, yeah, on this, but I don't
Save it for later.
I don't know. I could write a little 11 in one of those little things there, but I don't think
No,
that
that doesn't go.
necessarily goes.
No.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
That,
No, 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 no,
yeah,
no.
that doesn't work. All right, we'll put this aside for now, and let's get back to the stars here. Because I thought, I thought it was kind of funny because, it's like, and I don't know necessarily the stars go with the tomatoes, but it kind of makes me chuckle because
I like it.
tomatoes can be a star. Homegrown tomatoes, there's just nothing better, in my
It
estimation.
causes inflammation.
I mean, I'm serious. I absolutely, I love them, and I will eat them until they make me sick because I love them so much.
But there's nothing worse than a crappy tomato.
There isn't. I mean,
Just
all right,
don't
here we go.
yeah.
We've got water. Now, Mariah, what did we decide? You got to spray on both sides?
Kind of, yeah.
And I did have the wherewithal to put them on the slick side.
Good job. It does help.
It does help. We decided that.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of got to give them a minute to really kind of get.
These are Paula's yeah. These are Paula's stars.
And you want to make sure that you're not tugging too terribly hard.
Hey, Apple.
Or you will lose their little pointy parts.
Hey, Lori.
But it's really quite remarkable. They come off of there.
Oh, Miriam said your paint dish looked like a little plate of dessert.
Thank you. How wonderful. And if you're just patient with the stars after you put the water on, they do come off quite
and let me tell you,
nicely.
this is one of the beautiful things about the light and fluffy texture paste by the Crafters Workshop. They don't pay us. Sometimes they do send us free stuff, but we love their fluffy. We love the fluffy.
I do, and we've tried a lot of different ones, and we always come back to this one. And it isn't just the price factor. It just number one, it's whiter. I can't remember which one of them was kind of gray.
Golden.
Yeah, it was like, ooh.
Yeah. Like
Ew.
noticeably, like grayish.
Okay, so this is one of the strippers, and you told them which one?
I mentioned.
Okay.
I wasn't
we've
sure.
We've got two strippers here. Oh, this isn't a stripper.
Hopefully Mo's not trying to find
No,
it over in the shop.
This is an ATC. But I don't know if it goes with that one.
These are all really good questions.
But the stars are ever so slightly different, I noticed. So I wanted to have both.
Yeah, so there is a stripper set, and then I don't know if you just ended up with an ATC with stars, but there's probably a set. I could go digging around, but I'm not gonna dig around on that because then I'll just be like, I squirrel.
Yeah, I have it over here somewhere.
Yes.
But it doesn't.
Look, Mo is trying to find it, but thinks Mariah has incorrectly named it. That is true. Okay, here, I will give you more information, Mo. So, they're my stars, but I think they're based on Paula's designs. But I told her I was going to keep it as a PM thing because I had to do all the work. Sometimes it works that way.
Sometimes.
But yeah, it should be like, it isn't strippers or strips.
Now, see, sometimes you get a little overage on your, or, it slides under.
Or I'm hoping that it made it over to the website because that could also explain some things. I mean, sometimes there are products that we have missed. We we are human beings.
All right. Well, I think you get the idea.
Oh, here, look. Okay, so I think the ATC one is actually Warped Stars by Becky. That's the ATC one, and that's why those stars are different. That's Becky's.
Yeah, and
If
I
Becky
also
was here, she would have
here's
been like,
this
"Hey,
one.
those are my stars." Now that is part of the strips wisecracker shapes, and so
I was going to do this one, but I didn't have
thing.
room
Yeah,
on my paper
there we go.
because I already had 2 things of it done, and I was running out of time. All right, so let's. Gosh, now I gotta wait for my table to dry. I got a little carried away with my water there.
There you go. So Mo, I got it. I just went and I put in the search thing, all things starry, so that way you guys can, yeah. But Mo's pulling the individual ones because she's awesome and has to deal with my crazy brain of.
All right, I think I can pretty much commit to. That's where I want.
Hey, in my defense, and I do like to give these little stats every once in a while because y'all don't know I love to, we like numbers and stats. We are up to 534 stencil designs.
534. Wow.
We have 162 foam stamp designs. And I want y'all to think that even in some of those, there are different styles within those singular things. So there are even more designs than that, technically.
Now, I had this dadgum thing underneath the thing over here, and it's...
Yes! The Crafters Workshop Light and Fluffy is thicker and whiter.
And it dries fast.
It dries
and
super
it
fast.
has a nice matte finish.
Now, I will say this. We have not purchased the newest version of the golden texture whip stuff. We have not ever done that. So I just want to say that I do not know how it compares, other than I can tell you that the price for the light and fluffy is less than what the whipped, because I think that's what it is. It's called whipped.
I would imagine it's just
Taste or
lighter and
something like that.
airier.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you whip things,
You gotta whip it good.
You add air.
You add fluff. Uh-huh.
I'm gluing, trying to use rather a light touch here. I would like for it not to squish out a whole bunch because it will mess up my. But I'm gonna go over the whole thing anyway, so if it does, I'm not gonna like cry or anything. Okay, so
Mark, you need to just play with the ones you have.
what?
And his wish list for stencils and stamps keeps growing, but he needs to play with the ones he has.
You do, because okay, now see, the reason I'm
use them up, get them all mucked up, and then you can use them in your art, and then you can justify to yourself that you can move on and buy something else.
Absolutely.
We're not here to tell you no. We're just saying, don't neglect the ones you have, or somebody could come to your house like I do with her and take them away from her. Because unused stencils are just a sad thing.
As if they don't have paint on them. I go through every now and then and just slap some paint on them just for
She started doing that.
Chickles and grins, because Mariah will take them away from me. She says, look at this. Doesn't have any paint on it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Liz said, Mark, I made a list of 400 of them that I like, and then a random number generator, so she can decide which one she's getting next. I love it.
Oh my God.
That's wonderful.
That's great. All right, I'm going to use, I'm still mussing about. I haven't decided about the stars yet.
Her and
I'm sorry.
the straight line things. It's.
Oh, shush.
It makes me crazy. I mean, I don't want to start feeling like insecure about it, but
You aren't. I'm just saying I don't want to hear it anymore. I've already heard it.
You're aware of my...
I'm aware of your feeling. It has nothing to do with what I'm going to do. Now, I don't know. I still need another. I like that because it brings in that other tomato.
Well, that could be your 11 right there. Look at that. I mean...
It could be. But I'm going to have to put another one here because I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. I know how to do that. I have enough left here.
Mm-hmm. Heather says tomatoes in jail. When the tomatoes went bad.
And so I've got my little 11 here. Where am I going to put my little 11?
I just make noises, so. Maybe.
I'm thinking that's it, more or less.
Okay.
I don't know. I could put it down here at the
I
bottom.
kind of like that, actually. That makes the most sense, actually.
Yeah, it does. It kind of picks up. It's
It goes
it's
bluish.
a white blue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we're gonna do. Look at this. I'm gonna actually get this done. I won't even have what is today? Today is the 11th.
Look at you getting a card done on the day. Actually, you've done that twice now. I mean,
People are gonna have expectations. I've got to.
I'm falling behind, but you have more streams than I do. I mean, I could be doing stuff, but I like reading chat and focusing in on that.
I appreciate you doing that because it makes me chuckle.
Mm-hmm.
What people say.
Miriam asked, does the method of putting the fluffy stuff on the paper and retrieve work with other molding paste or stencil butter too? I don't know. Probably. Oh, and it was asked earlier what that was. That's the wet string tissue. Sorry, and I think it was Bree that asked that. I didn't mean to ignore you. I just squirreled. But yes, you can utilize it on the like freezer paper, wax paper, anything really. It'll peel right off. Just we know that method works, and we have wet strength around here.
Yeah, and it does work better if you use the slick side. Did you mention that?
Yeah, the slick side does work better. Kathy wants to know when the late night stream might start. We try to push for right around 8:15. It could go earlier, but most likely it is 8:15. And I don't know why it has to be 8:15, but that just seems to work out with our life.
It works out with me taking a nap.
Yeah.
I'm a lot nicer if I'm rested.
Yeah.
And fed.
Oh, and for Grace Creations, that's Dawn, says, hey, Patricia, thanks for the tip about trying the 32-pound printer paper. I got some. It works so much better than the cheapo credit. Yeah, the paper matters. It really does. And it's so frustrating, especially if you have a good print down, and then all of a sudden your paper is being, not good.
Yeah, poopy.
Poopy.
It really, honestly, I can't stress enough that, because I've used all kinds of paper, and I know people that use lots of the rice papers. I'm not one of them.
Well, it's all about timing. And you are so used
and
to...
I probably should do another whole set, because at the time I was doing it, I was not that experienced.
Well, you didn't understand that.
I didn't understand
how much the timing has to do with success, especially with rice paper.
Yeah. That.
But I think that is why it's important, especially when you're a beginner, that the 32-pound hammer mill is going to give you greater success more times over, because A, it is more forgiving. It allows you more understanding of that timing. And then you can kind of start to gauge that. And planetary alignment. I like to throw that in there.
Yeah, there's always that. And humidity factor. If it's really, really dry here, it requires a... Okay, I didn't use any of the stars, but you know what, Mariah? I can give them to you and you could use them.
Hey, I can use some stars. I don't know if I have anything right like on my stuff that's happening. I will like them because I'm gonna hold on. Good God, finish a thought.
What is it?
My brain. I'm okay.
You'd always wait till your glue dries before you cut.
Hey, number 13. Hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
I think this is my 13. It is. It's my lucky number 13. Can you please throw the stars in this bag?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I need to pick off one more. One more star. You want a big one or a little one?
Oh, little. Because
How
I think
about
the big one's going to
medium?
probably take up too much. How about that, y'all?
Well, you know, I have a whole thing here. If you want to sit there and pick them off, then you could have all little stars. It's wet, so I'm going to hand it to you.
Oh.
You should, you know,
Okay.
pick while the
Pickens getting.
paper's wet. Hey, look at that.
Hey, Mark says that he thinks that it's his favorite so far. Very classy.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Hey, tomatoes is a good one.
Would you put my stars in that bag, please?
Oh, sure.
Now,
I'll just put the whole thing in there for right now, and you can give it back to me later. Because that was my number 11. That was my alternate number
okay.
11.
Okay. That's probably good because I'll keep it from sticking to the thing prematurely.
I think that this is really wonderful. And again, what was this taken from? It was taken from flop-offs and brayer-offs. And you can tell by the way that this went here. Lots of paint.
That's how you make that.
That's how you do that. And I'm going to put these little bits back here into my other black and white one that I have behind me here, just in case, you know, I want to do another tomato.
Throw another tomato.
And I'm going to keep this little Hummer out here. I tell you what, look at that tape. That's such sucky tape. But it will peel off easily.
Sometimes.
Yeah. All right, here's my other black and white one.
Jackie said that's a great looking card. That is a fun card, Susan says.
And it was started from scratch today. I really, you know, I'm so glad you said something about that, because what happens a lot of times with, and we should talk about this texture paste will bleed through.
Is it leach up?
Leach.
Is it leach?
Yes, it will leach through the modeling paste. And so obviously whatever I had down here, you can see it has a blue cast to it. And it's probably some black that I have that I used blue with it. I'm just guessing that. Okay, I'm very proud of this.
Oh, Eddie's demoing the flop off in his next video.
Well, Eddie, I'm just so impressed by some of the things that you do, and the reason I am impressed is because you have made giant strides in a short amount of time.
Yeah, he has.
And I applaud that.
Wick. Thank you. That's the word I wanted. Thank you, Darcy.
What is it?
Wick. It wicks up.
It does, because of the nature of its content. Yeah, I think it's some kind of
reds and magentas, especially if you are using the texture paste on the mixed media, like heavy cardstock stuff that we recommend. It has a red base to it. So when you put the texture paste, or actually any medium on it, it will wick up the magenta. Best to actually seal that mixed media paper before using it if you do not want that to happen.
I'm just, oh my gosh. I tore these out because I was going to use them on something and I didn't. And my God, you don't know how many bags of this crap I have.
We love you, Eddie.
We do. Okay. Here's my number 11. I'm handing it to you. I don't know why, but anyhow.
Oh, yes, because I photographed them and stuff.
Yeah, because you do photograph them. All right, so I found some other
She
stuff.
felt like that was part of the process.
And I don't, what are these, Mariah?
Oh, those are Miriam's. They come in a set of 4. They are line
Okay, well, can you have me some? I have a plan for these. Miriam, I swear, I apologize. It's probably when I got a whole bunch of stuff those people hand me.
We've been trying not to do that as much. I don't know if y'all
And
noticed
it
or not.
really stresses me out. Makes me a little bit angry and anxious and all of the above. And I'm going to show you something. If you could hook me up with some butter, Mariah.
Okay, hold on. Well, I'm going to find out. Mo's probably already got it, and I'm still looking for the darn thing.
All right, so I've got this stuff here called black mixed media paper.
It's called line. No, that is not line marks. Because these are like little. Hold on.
It's by the Ticonderoga.
Keep saying it.
I don't know how you really say it. I know it's an Indian name and it's somewhere back east.
Wonky barbs. Wonky barbs. That's what
Wonky
you got right
barbs
in there, and there's a set of 4.
Name of it. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do here, because I'm thinking that this would make a cool postcard, and if I get my measuring device back here.
Wick me up before you go.
Okay, so what are the postcards we're doing are 4. Look at that. It just makes it in right on the money.
That's the great thing when we do those. Carrie was kind of one of the first ones. His lazy layer set. All of those, because they get the way that they fit 4 up on a sheet, are perfect. And Becky's latest one, the keyhole ones, are perfect for postcard, for the 4x6 postcards. Like, they're the size, they fit that size.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut these to size because I think I will more accurately place than the stuff on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to do. I'll be able to do 4 different. Are these different?
Sort of.
They kind of move the parts around.
Yes, it's basically.
Yeah, I can tell. I like this one. It's got more open spaces on it. But they all, I think, are going to fit the 4x6 format. Pardon me. I've got issues. Have a little drink here.
Okay, me too. Y'all, hydrate. Those of you that have come in, do say hello in chat so we can say hello back like Diane Olsen did. She said, Pinky, hello, hand. Hello, Diane.
Hi, Diane.
She posted, it was so funny because she posted your ATCs and makers, and I was like, you know, kind of scrolling through, I was like, I recognize that.
That looks a lot like...
Oh, well, yeah, she got her cards. Yay.
Okay, so we're going to do some math here. Let's see. I don't know. So it's 9, so I can get 4. Okay, 4, where are you? There we are.
No.
4.
Oh, no.
And I think I'm going to be able to get 6 the other way.
If you at home, do not remove your cutting guard. This one over here lives life adventurously.
I do? Why? What did
you
they
don't
say?
have your guard on the thing. I just like to tell people that they shouldn't do that. I don't know that it really counts, Darcy.
Hey, I have managed not to cut my finger off yet.
Hi, Jocelyn, and thank you for your comment earlier. Yes, I'm sorry. I meant to say hello. Sorry about that.
Alrighty. Oh, we've got 4 of these little jobbers. Did you hook me up with the butter?
No, I was talking. Sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. Oh, butter is behind me. Let me tell you, these little cases have been way more, they have earned their keep more than I thought that they would.
Anticipated?
Yes. Oh, good God, you're setting traps for me. Did you want me to stand here and offer you up butter as you...
Can you back up a little bit there
Yeah,
and
sorry.
let me get my portable table in place?
I'm gonna set over here. That feels safer.
Oh, malarkey.
Malarkey, she says.
Malarkey. Alrighty, what are we going to do here? Well, this would be nice. I love that. I absolutely love
Yes.
that color. But I think we should do something, you know, just real plain Jane, like
Classic. Oh, that
that's
also
kind of,
matches the map.
yeah. And here's some silver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got, here's some really pretty gray. I know these seem kind of, I want it to be, I don't want
A butter butler. Oh my gosh, have any of you guys heard the, like, that new German kind of, you know, it's one of those very trendy meme, I don't know if it's memes, but you know, God, I'm getting old. I don't know what to even call things anymore. I'm not cool. Anyway, has Izzy played it for you, or have we played it for you?
What is it?
Well, it's this abracadabra thing, but
Oh, I know that song.
no, that's the taco one from the 80s. That's
Yeah.
a really good one too. But this is, these German dudes made this little ditty, and it's about Barbara and her rhubarb bar, and then they call them barbarians are the ones who visit Barb's rhubarb bar, and it's all in German, so it's more like you know, so it sounds a lot like that. And then they say abracadabra every once in a while.
And that's what
Anyway,
Izzy
it's
picked up on.
highly entertaining. People are making little dances to it, and Izzy loves it, and I like it because it gets kind of stuck in my head. Yep, there you go.
There you go, a little culture.
Yeah, little pop culture. It's happening with the kids these days, and they're making up dances to things. Eddie just said LOL.
Alrighty, I'm trying to get over here into these little tiny areas.
No, they didn't say that.
Yes,
Ooh,
yes.
well done.
Yes. And now we still have a little bit of stuff on this.
This is when
We're
you
going
do
to grab some more of the whatever tissue paper this is.
this stuff.
And this is kind of a semi-dry towel.
Yeah, best not to be wet, especially when you're messing with
Yeah,
the...
leave them out and let them dry, especially with this paper, because this paper has a puckering tendency anyway. It not only tears, it puckers.
Deb, I don't know if you're listening yet or not, but when you do, let me know in the comments that, you know, puckering might need to be added to the... Does this paper pucker? What's its scale on the pucker scale? She'll love it. You might just add it for entertainment.
I don't know if that's anything to write home about, but you know.
And see, Mo, you spoke to earlier. She says Queen P is just awesome with the paste and butters.
By golly, I did a good job on this.
Yeah, show
Now,
him the other one. Show him the other
I'm
one.
going to show you. Now, the reason you want to watch out for this is I notice it didn't go under anywhere there, but sometimes it will. So then when you put it down on the next one, you got this little oopsie whoopsie. And I've got a little oopsie whoopsie couple there, but I think that's okay. It works out.
No, don't mess with those things. As tempted as you are, you're going to make it worse if you mess with them.
Oh yeah, just live with it. Embrace it. Say you wanted it that way. You love those little specks on the side there. It gives it character and value as an original work of art rather than something that you purchased at Claire's. All right, style number 2 of, what do we call these?
Wonky Barbs.
Wonky Barbs. Okay. Wonky Barbs it is. I'll tell you what these would be fun to do is for long hauls. Hey,
and Miriam worked hard on these.
All right, now, on the other one, I don't know that I never necessarily did, but if you start out in the middle, you can kind of secure your card so that when you move it about, it's not going to be going squishy wishy.
Yeah, you don't want to put your finger in a place that you're going to have to move it really quickly. You want to be able to have a space, like what she's saying there, is like so you can cover more stuff, because then that helps hold it down as you do have to move your finger.
Okay, and see, I hooked up on that edge there. I hope that's not a problem, but you know, if it is, we'll just live with it.
Oh, Liz wants to know that what do your rings signify? She likes them.
What?
She doesn't know that. She just got them, you know, here and there. Your rings.
Oh, yeah, I got this at the Santa Fe flea market many years ago.
That one represents the fact that she likes to go to the Santa Fe flea market. And then some came from eBay.
Some came from eBay. In fact, I think this one came from eBay. It's a smoky quartz, but it is sterling.
Hi, Denise.
All right, this is kind of difficult down here on these edges, and see how I'm twisting. You always kind of twist your business so that you can get in there.
It's your business. You can twist it if you
want. Did not like the way that felt. You should be going perpendicular to your design as much as is humanly possible. I don't know if I'm going to do the rest of these because I'm getting kind of tired of this. And do something else.
Stressing you out. This one takes commitment. It's not a one swiper. It's a multi-swiper.
It is. And the problem is, if I didn't care and I wanted to get that outside edge, I could do that. But I'm really liking to not get the outside edge. Do you see what I'm saying? Always give it a good little gander before you yank it up, because it's a whole lot easier to do that than try to.
Yeah, once you pull it up, it's up. You should not try to put it back down. That will cause issues.
And I am trying to swipe perpendicular to the main design.
Hey, not too shabby.
Yeah, I got a couple of little oopsies. But not to worry. All right, now we're going to do something a little bit different because I'm done with this anyway.
Yeah. You know.
But we've got rather a goodly amount of stuff here. Now, I wish I hadn't thrown that away. Maybe I'll dig it out of the trash. Can I find it? I don't know.
Well, how far could it
Yes.
get down?
Okay. Because this one is a little bit dry. So I know that it's not going to be as likely to go under.
Yeah, you gotta get your swipe right.
Now I'm going out over the edge. I don't care. Because that's going to be part of its appeal here.
Mm-hmm. It is important when you are using these stencil butters to get them off, to get the stencil butter off of your stencils. Sorry. Poor little brain today. Because it will dry up in there, especially if you have smaller little areas. It just collects in there and then it goos it up, and then
see that right there is collecting in that one.
It won't come out. So you have to get it out of there ASAP.
Just want to make sure I've got.
We were talking about you earlier, Deb. You do have to go back and watch. We had a suggestion about the database. Oh, and if you guys do have suggestions about the database, you need to go over there to Makers. That's the Makers of Mixed Media Art Artists Facebook group. Because right there up in the featured area, if you're on your phone, sometimes I don't know that the featured goes there, but there is a little button or a tab.
Well, I almost like that better.
Some good stuff right there. It looks very barbed wiry like that.
This is the rub off and this is the actual stencil part. So, those are some good ones. Now, when I was talking about earlier the using them as long hauls, what I'd do is I would line them up.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You could pull them up at different times.
And use the
Why are our brains not working today? I think it's the heat.
8x10. 8x10 to get some good stuff going on there. Alrighty. Now, what else did I have going here that I wanted to do?
Oh, wonderful. And Mo just put a link to the paper database post by Deb there in the chat.
I've got to check this out. I haven't been there yet.
Well, all she wants right now, she's in the data collection.
Oh, okay. So
actually,
she just wants information, and then she's going to put it into.
Yeah, like what do people want to know about the different,
so that she can categorize and
the papers,
and put columns and whatnot in. Okay. I know, I really do. These little things work great.
Yeah, these are the little paper storage, like for scrapbooking and whatnot. But that's what we store the stamps in. The stencil butters fit in there, which was a, hallelujah, thank goodness, on a moment. And then they slide in the little cabinet, which is very nice.
Yeah. Now, one that I would, here it is. Is that part of a set?
That one's actually ours. And it goes with the little, because we did a mix. So there's the wonky stars. So if you want wonky stars, those are by Becky. But then if you want like straight stars like that, those are, oh good gosh, hold on.
I'm going to put all three of them out here so people know. Because we need to talk about these too. Because don't these come in a stripper set?
Sort of, yes. Hold on, I'll tell you about that information here in just a second. Okay, the set of 9 volume 4 has the stars. I'm telling you, those ATC sets, you cannot go wrong.
You really can't, especially if you want to do something with the butter or the modeling paste.
I mean, if you make ATCs, our ATC sets are flipping bar none the jam. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get too salesy, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, what else am I just saying? Oh, yeah. So, those stars. Now, that particular one has just been a cut up stencil. Let me just tell you that, because she doesn't recognize that, but I'm looking at it.
Well, I think you need to make this available in a stripper because it would be.
I'm gonna poke you.
You're gonna poke me?
Yeah. All lit up.
All lit up. I absolutely. I mean, I use this until all of those little arms of the star are full.
Okay.
Of paint.
So technically, it is in a strip. Just like, actually, I think that is the strip. Judging at it now. But there's a all lit up set. There's two different ones because it comes with the Christmas lights, all the bulbs.
Oh.
Y'all see that card that we just did? I did number five card. That
no, the tangled bulbs
and the tangled bulbs. You know, Christmas.
Yeah, I like those. I found those the other day also.
And some people are doing Christmas in July, so look at us, like, you know, boom, shakalaka.
You can just tell they have and I use this. Oh, Mariah, the Doors book.
Mm-hmm.
Can you get it for me?
Yeah, I just didn't know if we were talking about it or you know.
We were talking about it, and see, this has got tape on it, so I had it taped down somewhere.
Here.
Okay, so this one was used extensively
with Celestial Gateways by Christy Hartman.
I just call it Doors for short.
It was part of her Door series, so that's why.
But see, here they are.
Hi, Carla.
See those stars?
Mm-hmm, Ponars.
And check this out. Okay, I thought this was, every now and then I have like a brilliant idea. So it was getting to the point where the little stars were filling in.
See,
and all that I could see was
the
little dot in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut them up and made
and the patina
pockets.
The patina
was so fab. Now let me show you. Okay, here's two others. Look at this.
See, she's had a few.
This is what you just keep using your stencils until you have a wonderful. Look at this patina.
And see, but they're also clogged up.
They're also clogged up. Some of them don't, like that one right there. All you see is the center. And I was going, why is this darn stencil not making stars anymore?
It's like
and then, okay, so I had like a duh thing. But see, use them to point with. I mean, I went really crazy. I love this because this was sent to me by my friend.
Maya, I believe.
Maya, and I got to show you this. Because these little ginger candies, oh my gosh, I love those so much. And then I wrote in here, just, be prepared to modify your plan. Tags. Oh, this is a tag from Sharon.
Yeah, that be prepared to modify your plan came on a fortune cookie.
And then here's these little Indonesian shadow puppet people. Oh, you can hear that terrible sound. And this is from Sharon, a little piece of paper, which here's the peeps. And they kind of just go like this. Aren't they cool?
Those are so cool. Okay, what's next? You need to do number 12.
It's not that day yet, Mariah. I have to get this back together.
Well, you've got 30 minutes. Do you want to put down paint on your things that you're going to pull?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But I'm not through looking at this quite yet.
Okay. Are y'all enjoying
Look at how brilliant that is. And here's Windows. And it's glued down.
Was it a Windows?
Well, it's something. I have a simple philosophy. Fill what's empty, empty what's full, scratch where it itches. Alice Roosevelt Longworth. I think that's a great. Oh, and here now, this isn't. To wrestle these out of here. Where's my, I never have what I want when I want it.
What are you looking for?
This thing right here.
No. Okay.
I'm telling you what, this is absolutely, this little thing, it's actually a clay tool. But it's a good loosener.
Right, it's sort of like a bone folder, but it's thinner and smoother.
And see, it has a very beveled edge there. These were done just like I did the stars.
Closer to you.
Oh.
There you go. Perfect. Like, bam, that's center.
Yeah, they were done and glued on.
That was about the time. In fact, those are the ones where you're like, hey, these just peel right off. She was so excited. Like, seriously, excited. That's when we learned that. The little time capsules of...
Oh, and look, I want you to notice this wonderful... Oh, here we are again with old...
Pedro. Horny man.
Pedro. And there's a really good one back here. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask and he will tell you the truth. Oscar Wilde.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be Horny Man, but we removed the horns because everybody was laughing about that. Oh, and here's...
No, I think you put the horns on something else. I think that's why she cut them off. I vaguely remember something like that.
I guess that doesn't... I did a really good job of making that look like it lifted up. It doesn't.
We'd love to see it.
And... Oh my goodness, that's too long. It talks about voodoo.
Y'all want to know.
Yeah, but look at that beautiful print job on that right there. I mean, now that's some A+ stuff.
I was Zima.
Oh no. Where's that little jobber supposed to go? Oh, in this little pocket here.
I think
see, I made a little pocket.
Scrap in a pocket.
And it's from Cookie Wookie.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. This is a great one too. It says, embrace imperfection.
I think that came from Sharon.
It very well may have, because some of her stuff is also in this pocket. Now this pocket is done with that special
netting stuff.
Did
we ever figure out where that came from? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. Okay. The Happy Black Cat. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, and here's all the different ways to say thank you.
Where did that come from? I think that was, I don't know. You got stuff.
It's supposed to go in that pocket, Mariah. You didn't pull it out right the other day.
It's not my book. I didn't know. We're learning things, y'all.
Learning some things. All right, and then there's this. Look at that, some of that.
Oh.
Mod Podge.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, you lost your tassel.
No. My hoop-de-doo thing is falling apart. I must repair it. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, I can fix that. I love this one because it reminds me of that cartoon.
There we go. I thought, okay, that sounds right. So, Mo, that was the name of the shop that she sent the
Black Cat
was the string, where she got all that cool threading.
Okay, so Izzy watches this cartoon called Hilda, and it has the Woodman. Every time I see this, I think of that. Now, I don't really know why. I just do.
When was this done? Do you have a date on this thing? That'd be brilliant.
I think we did. Somewhere.
We talked about it.
I talked about it.
Wasn't on that panel.
Here it is. Look.
Did you date it?
2023.
Okay, so it was last year. That narrows it down.
Yeah, it do.
I want to say that it was before Christmas.
We will burn that bridge when we get there. Gaeta.
Hmm. My brother also says that. Well, actually, it's more of a philosophy he lives by.
Well, of course, this is.
Oh, Eddie says the fall of last year. Yes, I feel like that's right. There were many streams with this. This was an 8-day.
Well, we got a little messed up down there. That's all right. It's kind of a plain one, but here's some of that cool stuff that Mo sent.
There's roses
And
by.
there, yeah, and look, I haven't signed that. I was real proud of that one.
That's how y'all know.
And then this is one that I think came from.
That face is from Julie, I believe, Julie Torrance.
She doesn't want to.
Bye, Kathy. Thanks
She
for
doesn't
hanging.
want to stay. She wants to stay. She's happy where she is. Oh, we're
She's
just
found
gonna
a residence. She's not leaving.
leave her in there and kind of put her on the side. Okay. Oh, this is a good one too because this is from Violet. These
Aw,
little flowers,
it's Violet.
and this little card is from Sharon.
Yeah.
And watch this.
Well, the stencil. Or did she send you that paper too?
It's crocheted flowers and stars from Violet.
Mm-hmm.
And this was from April 2023.
Now, keep in mind that was before we figured out all these settings.
Yes.
So sound and video quality, it won't be as good, but still okay.
Yeah. The witty repertoire was not quite as good either.
No,
And here's a whole bunch of
that's
them.
not true. That I don't believe because we've got that worked out.
I
pretty good.
did some numbers with the
And that's the Nautilus thing in the back that ends up looking like a goddess. Those are in the shop. Those are by Fran.
You can judge your age by the amount of pain you feel when you come in contact with a new idea. Pearl Buck.
Oh, okay. Violet's traveling.
Oh.
Darcy reached out to her the other day. Okay, well, good.
And I thought this one was really cool. I just had a lot of little pieces and parts from the scrape-offs.
Y'all remember, if you place your order and you ask for your bit, then
Let's
we
see,
will
look at
send you
those
some
stars.
bits. They may or may not be your bit.
And
But we
here's
will
some
send
more
you
of
bits.
those jobbers. Yeah. They might be somebody else's bits. And
Mhm.
I guess I'm just saving that for future use.
Debsy says that Pearl Buck was required reading in her house.
And well as it should be. She's kind of fell out of fashion because the book banning people didn't like the fact that she was a lesbian.
Mm.
Oh well. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. This is what I call doors.
Celestial Gateway, to be exact.
Is that how it's supposed to go?
No, I think your little one's supposed to go on the outer part there. No. That goes there. Fold the big one in. Oh, good golly. She'll get there. She'll get there. There we go.
I'll get there. Tuck them back under. Look at this really marvelously crocheted
Wrap.
wrap. Keeps everything together. I'm just going to have to put this down over here because I must fix this one tassel.
Yeah, and you'll see. Oh, actually, you know what? I might even have a playlist of Celestial. Hold on. All right, hold on here.
What is it?
All right, we're gonna remedy this here in just a second.
This is a handy dandy little device to get things unstuck. All right, let's
Like
bring
book
on.
building. Oh, was that the purple trees? Was that supposed to be purple trees?
Yeah, I need to finish Purple Trees. I haven't
That was
written on the
different.
back of all
Never
of
mind.
them.
That one was different.
All right, now remember we talked about this the other day and what color we were going to use on the back.
Mm-hmm.
We decided we were going to use gray because that is the other color in the combo, right?
Yes. But you kind of poo-pooed on that.
I didn't poo-poo on that.
I don't know. I felt like you poo-pooed on that.
Okay, I've got the white flowers on there, which is going to maintain my, hopefully it's opaque enough that it's going to maintain and keep the green, because that was my problem here. Because this green is so transparent.
So this would have been February. And then we were still working on it in March. Like I said, this one went the way of 8 days. More like 8 weeks. Yeah, that feels right.
Hey, you know, it takes a lot of time to create.
Yeah.
Good work.
It does. Indeed. That's very true.
And you just have to remember that when you're...
I'm gonna see.
I've got to get rid of my little...
I should make a playlist with the Celestial. I don't know why I didn't. I don't... Sometimes, y'all, I you know.
I'll have to put these away because I want them to sort of stay together, but if I put them in the same place in the hoop-de-doo. All right, we got to make us some gray.
Do you know how many videos we have made? 1,000.
Good heavens. Really?
I know.
Wow.
Crazy.
All right, well, we'll just use this as our mixing palette. Or should I just get a new one? Because that way we'll be able to see what color I'm actually mixing rather than guessing at it. Always good. All right. So I thought what would be kind of cool here is to start with, in mixing our gray, and you can kind of see between Mariah and I's head there is where it's going to be. Yeah?
Yeah. I put more room there.
Okay. So we're going to start with our colors that we have out here, which are the violet and the...
Okay, here's the deal. So, Celestial Accordion Weave. 1 year ago, I really wish it told me the exact date. That would be super. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole, like, because this is the other thing, and I know this is frustrating for y'all. It is frustrating for us as well, but it just is the way that it is the progression of the project. That what happens is, so certain things will get done in certain streams. Now, if we did dedicate a majority of that stream to that project, that's probably what's going to be in the thumbnail. Now, that being said, it may seem like some streams after that don't have anything of that project, but that's not necessarily true because maybe something was done. Just, one day, maybe we'll become big and famous and we'll just have somebody in charge of like curating like all of these old videos, and they can go through and then chop out and create videos of just those projects.
Yeah. All right, now.
Yeah.
Are we seeing that? I can get rid of that. Scoot this over ever so slightly. And we can see more of what's going on here. All right, now, it really is still a lavender. But it's also, and I'm going to just take a little bit over here and smush it around. It still has too much purple in it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab a little bit more of our yellow.
Oh, thank you, Miriam.
And it's probably going to be a very warm gray. I'm just guessing.
Are you just guessing?
I'm just guessing.
Or this is more like, I kind of know what's going to
It's
happen.
an educated guess because I'm using a lot of yellow.
Right. She knows. It's just exactly where it lands is not. Yeah.
Because there's warm gray and there's cool gray. There's so many different colors of gray.
Well, to me, that looks brownish purple, but that's me. I see color, especially in this range of color, because we all fight about this. Well, we don't really fight about it, but it is a for discussion.
Well, you can still see purple in it.
Yes.
And I think Mariah is correct in her observation.
So, are you going to lighten this up?
I am. And I don't want to lighten it a lot. You know, I'm not going to do that.
Yes, exactly, Mo.
I'm not going to do that because, all right, so let's do a little analysis here. All right. It's getting gray. It really honestly is getting to be gray.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very hard to
All right, will you move that over a little or hold it into the camera because they don't really see the dot.
Oh,
I could turn off our cameras.
well, why don't you do that for just a bit?
Okay.
Because I think this is very, very important.
Okay.
All right, so we're browning out here. But if we really analyze this, what we're looking at here is we're looking at red.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
So we need some green. Now, we don't need a lot. We just need a little bitty taste of green there. And that is a phthalo green. And it's semi-transparent, so I'm thinking that, you know, that's going to get us out of that yellow range of things. And if we go too green, we know what to do. I'm hoping that that's going to take us where we need to go. And once I get it to where I want here, then I'm going to put a little white with it and make it ever so slightly lighter.
Well, no, Joan, the gripe was that, like, P and Brad, they actually see color better than I do. I'm quite sure of that. So, like, I will say, hey, this is like a taupey brown, like the sheets, and they say that, no, they're actually like purple. And I'm like, no, that's like taupey brown, gray.
Yeah, I think she's got some little problems in her.
It's slight.
I have to get my white out of the drawer. Okay.
Oh, Deb C says maybe lighten it with the Titan green pale. If you needed to add more of the kind of greenish.
I'm really very happy with it. And that would be an option if it were too red.
Mm.
So that is a good thing to do.
Joni has a slight slant on color too.
This is
The Titan white from the big tub.
Big tub.
Big tub. Golden.
Golden.
You know. Like a vat.
All right. Well, it's turning out to be a little more browny taupey, as Mariah would say.
Mm-hmm. Her soup is growing.
It is, but remember, I wanted to have plenty of paint here. And when you're mixing paint, it's better to take a little, throw it away, than having to try to mix it up because it only covered half of it.
Yeah, you're not gonna hit that color again.
This is a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now take a little bit here.
Hey, Margie.
Okay, gray, voila.
Now more white.
I don't know that I need to.
Yeah, you do, unless you want those purple flowers to fade.
True that. God, I hate it when you're right.
Yeah, and now I'm really sad because I turned off our cameras and I couldn't give the look of satisfaction of me being right. See, this is what it's like without the little, face cams.
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're done mixing. I can turn our little cameras back on, right? I'm gonna turn, hopefully it'll all come on together. No, it didn't do that. Boop, boop.
So what Mariah basically was saying, and she was absolutely correct, is that we need to have enough contrast here between the purple and our gray so that the purple still shows up.
Yes. Like one more gob.
Well, I'm just going a little bit at a time because,
You need to go in more. Hey, Patty. It's been a little bit. I'm glad you're here. Fairy Tales and Fireflies, Patty.
Ah.
Your swap partner, Patty.
Ah.
Well, from way back. Oh, Joan says maybe put a little silver in with it.
Well, I could, but it's probably at this point because of the amount of white I have in it.
Oh, it's gonna
silver would it would just be lost.
You'd lose the shimmer.
Would cover it up, and the reason I know that is because I've done that, and I was just so disappointed that my silver.
Or maybe she's just saying forgo your your gray altogether. Just over. She wasn't saying that.
She was.
I was saying that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's worked hard for her gray.
And we will be using it.
We will be using it. I like this one. I think you're definitely in the...
It is. It's still a little lavendery. But I don't hate that as opposed to it being brown.
Right.
I'm happier with that. All right, so what are we thinking? I'm thinking just a tiny bit more of white.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against that. Eddie calls this rodent gray.
He calls it what?
Rodent gray. Maybe mouse gray would be nicer. Eddie? I have our frames on for that, so your face is... Squirrel gray. That's nicer. Squirrel gray. Yeah, like the little those northern squirrels. Not our squirrels aren't really gray, are they?
Well, there are gray squirrels, yes.
But not around here.
No.
Trying to think. They're a little reddy, but not like red squirrels.
Voila!
Yeah.
Now Mariah put our heads back so you can't really see it. But I'll show you the progression here in a moment of this.
He was trying to be inclusive of all rodents. He didn't want to exclude one particular one and just went with rodents.
Yeah. Eddie, whatever. All right, well, we're going to have plenty of paint here. We may have to use, we may have to do a bit more gel printing. But here's the dots. That's the last
I love it.
Okay, I don't want to pray over that.
Over your dot.
And I do have one more thing back here. I don't know that.
Oh, and we're at time, but we're gonna, we're getting through this. And then, like I said, we'll probably be back on around 8-ish. 8:15 would be the time. If we do it, I don't know. Not promising, but I feel like we need to because I want to get my cards done. So the camera will be over on my side.
Oh, look at that gray. Absolutely fabulous.
I mean, if somebody said, can you mix me some concrete?
Oh, I really want to do this on.
Cement, yes. Yeah. Oh goodness, why are you putting? Oh, you're gonna put it on a. This here big sheet is a what? It's the Jackson paper.
Jack Richardson.
Jack Richardson mixed media paper. I always say that it's watercolor, but I do think it is actually mixed media paper, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I believe that is its designation.
Yes.
And I don't necessarily, I have used it for watercolor. I would not use it for extensive wet on wet watercolor, but just for, you know,
Mixed media.
piddling around and putting some flowers down.
I don't know where you're going to keep this. Look at that. Color combo.
And see, the white behind the green
Yeah.
was absolutely necessary.
You know what this that made me think of? Like, especially looking through the gel plate, has those jello mold, like, you know, where the fruit's floating in it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, yeah.
Kind of looks like they're suspended in there.
Yeah, suspended in the
in a lime green, you know, jello.
the mix there.
Yes.
And it was a really good call on Mariah's part
Yes, thank you, Debs.
to add more white to get the contrast so that we didn't have the that dark. Okay, let me bring it.
It's the printmaking paper.
It is the printmaking paper.
I type Deb. Deb knows things.
Who said that?
Deb C.
Deb C. She's awesome. All right, so here we started off. Then we went kind of yellow. And then I don't know what I added there, but that wasn't working out very well.
Watch the replay.
Yeah. And here we're getting it, okay? And then we started adding white.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Well done. Okay, guys. That is hashtag Gelli postcard play number 10. No, number 11 today.
11.
Come back this evening. I do think we will probably be doing something because I just don't want to be behind. And then what else? We got to review your book a little bit. We've gotten to do the color combo. I mean, look at that action-packed stream of hot diggity art and some talk
And
chat.
variety.
Yes. And awesome thoughts and deep thoughts.
And yes.
Yes.
And I'm anxious to read what Gerald has to say about that.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you back probably this evening. If not, we'll see you back here on Sunday. Bye.
Bye.